I'm here with Vincent. Vincent, where are
Hi.
you from?
I'm French originally.
And where did you learn English?
I learned English at school,
That's-
started in secondary,
Yep.
and then at the end of secondary I had the choice to go to either university or go and find work. So I went to university and I chose English because I was rubbish at pretty much everything else.
So you have studied English at a higher
Yeah.
level than high
Yeah.
school. Okay. Where did you perfect English?
Oh God, after my 3 years at university I had the opportunity to go as a language assistant in England, and I asked for a big city and I was placed in Sheffield.
How is Sheffield?
How was it? Oh God, it was strange. At university you are told the Queen's English,
Yeah.
which is pretty obviously posh, and when you arrive in Yorkshire it's not the kind of English you've been taught at university. So for a week I basically say no words and I was just listening and trying to make sense of the situations and the things around me. And at some point I was, this is ridiculous, you need to do something about it. So I went outside and just talked to people, asking them, oh, where's the post office or where's the supermarket? Short questions first, and then I just met other people and we went out and we made friends.
Is there anything in particular you found incomprehensible to begin with?
Well, everything. The first time, when the guy I was staying at came to pick me up at the train station, he brought a French person with him because he thought I might not get what he was saying. And my English at the time wasn't perfect, and I texted him, we were texting each other before I arrived in England, and I told him I was brown, so he was expecting a black guy, but in my mind I was talking about the colour of my hair.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you can understand the confusion. So the first time...
I've never thought of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So at the beginning it was just him talking really slowly for me to get it, and me not getting it, but getting by. So it was quite amusing.
That is so funny. It's true. If you said you were brown
Yeah,
or white to me, I would instantly think race and not hair colour.
yeah, exactly. But I thought I was talking about hair colour.
Yeah, you do. You're French. Oh. So how do you keep busy? What do you do in Sheffield? Because you still live there, so what do you do?
I'm not living there anymore now.
No.
No. So when I was in Sheffield, I was a language assistant.
Yeah.
I was working in 3 schools and 3 different backgrounds of school. One was quite, I would say normal, it would compare to French school. No uniforms, no nothing, and the teachers and the students had a relationship which was, I would say, pretty normal. They were just like talking to each other, no interruption, no kind of fear of either the teacher or the kids. It was just like a big family.
They were on a first name basis with the teachers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other 2, were a bit stricter, but I think that was because of the background of where they were. One of them was in a really rough area, majority of British persons, and the other one was in another rough area, but a majority of minorities. So it was, again, it was really different to see the how 2 rough areas in the same city cope with the kids. So it was interesting.
And so then where are you living now?
Now I'm living in Wakefield, which is still in Yorkshire,
Yeah.
but it's I think it's further up north. I'm not sure about that. My geographic knowledge of England is still approximative.
Okay. Did you find it difficult to find work when you first moved to Great Britain?
Well, when I moved the first time, I had a job already because
Yeah.
I was a language assistant. Then I came back to France to do my PG, my first year of a master's degree on how to teach French as a second language. And while I was doing this, I had the opportunity to go back to England to become a French teacher over there and do the training, which I did. And so I completed the training, trying to find work as a French teacher. I ended up being a cover supervisor, which is basically a supply teacher but based in school, instead of being a supply teacher that goes around schools.
Okay.
So I did 2 months of that, realised it wasn't for me. I resigned without a backup plan. So it was a pretty dumb idea, I would say, because now I can think about it with all what I've been through. I'm like, yeah, that was stupid, but I've done it, and now I've got work, permanent work, so I'm really happy.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
So when you're not working, what do you do with your time?
Well, when I'm not working, I'm quite a sociable person, so I like talking to people, and I was lucky enough when I moved to Wakefield to be close to a pub, and the barman behind the bar was pretty young. He's actually our age, and so and he was into tattoos and piercings, which was our common ground. So we started talking about it, and then we exchanged numbers, and oh, what you doing tonight? Oh, come and see me. And then I told him I was into photography, and he said, oh, I'm going to go and get tattooed. Do you want to take pictures of me while I'm getting tattooed? I said, well, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So I took pictures of him while being tattooed. I gave them to him. I sold a couple to him, and now he's running the pub. He's not just an employee anymore. He said, Vincent, I've got live bands every weekend. If you want to come, take pictures. You'll get reduced beers. Well, I think he said that. And there we go. So I go there either on a Friday or on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And I take pictures, and after that I give him the pictures.
And you get cheap beer.
Hopefully, yeah.
Do you take photos recreationally? Because you said you like photography.
Yeah, that's something I do. Let's say I'm outside and I see something I quite like. I either remember where it is, or if I'm lucky enough, I've got my camera and I've got the right lens, so I'll just take pictures. And or if I'm at home and I've got that, suddenly I've got, ooh, I'd like to try this or that, so I just do it straight away.
What do you do with your pictures?
My pictures, the ones that I like, I put them on the internet. I've got a website that is linked to my Facebook page, and I put them there, and for people to have a look.
Is it fairly popular? Do you get a lot of traffic?
Well, that's the difference. On Facebook, I've got like something like 100 likes, which is more than the number of friends I have on Facebook. So it means that all my friends are liking it, plus some people that I don't know. Now the last likes I had was someone from Brazil and someone from Japan. So I'm quite happy that people that I don't know are finding my page and liking what I'm doing. But I've got a Tumblr page as well, and on Tumblr everybody can see it, because on Tumblr you've got people following you. It's kind of Twitter as well. So I'm following some blogs, some people follow mine, but you can also find my pictures by searching for certain keywords. Yeah.
Does it track your visits?
On Facebook, yes. On Tumblr, it tells you when someone likes a picture or reblogs it.
Okay.
So on Tumblr, I would say it's not fairly popular, but I do it anyway because it's just for me to keep going. Because what would be the point for me to just take the pictures and keep them for me? I find that a bit strange. Just take the pictures, keep them for me, because I'm not showing them to anybody else anyway. So down on the internet, you like it, you don't like it, you know, no hard fit, no.
Is there anything else you'd like to do with your pictures? Would you like to expand their exposure?
Well, yeah, that would be great, but because it's art, I reckon art is kind of like a weird kind of milieu to integrate, because you would need someone to look at what you're doing and say, oh, that is the bee's knees. And that person will then introduce you to other recognized and acclaimed person, and then there you go, that's how you might become successful within your art. But at the moment, it's not happening, but yeah, if I had the opportunity, I would, yeah.
Are you working on anything else?
Photography-wise, I would like to start a blog. I've seen a blog of a guy in New York. He's got this website called Humans of New York, and he takes pictures of people, how they are in the street, and then he has a conversation with them, and he puts that conversation next to the picture. So I'd like to start something similar, but instead of taking the whole body of the person, just the face, and ask the people to tell me one random fact about themselves. So I started with people I know at the moment.
Yeah.
The website is non-existing at the moment, so it's a work in progress. We are at the very beginning. I might have like 5 people so far. And once it's out there, I can actually tell people, well, this is my website, this is my email address, I'd like to take a picture of you, and have a look, and if you like it, tell me if you want me to take a picture of you or not.
Is there anything particular you're hoping to gain from that? Some sort of insight or What is behind it? What is the motive there?
Well, the motive's like, we live in a world now where contact is wireless rather than
it's greatly minimized, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So I can meet like loads of people on the internet, and there's no fear because it's like, yeah, that person is like, let's say, in Colombia. That person will never come to find me or anything like that. So what I like to do is just talk to people, talk to someone. If you say, oh, I'd like to take a picture, are you okay with that or not? If the person says no to me, what's the issue? You know, person says no, let's move on. I'm not going to get mad or angry and start to assault them. You know, you've got a right to say no. At least I talked to you and I didn't assume you were, I don't know, a gangster or a drug addict or a teacher at university.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's funny you should say that. I think conversation is a lost art.
Yeah, yes it is. Especially when you don't know people, like, what do you start with? And depending on the places as well, because let's go to a pub. You don't know someone, you have your drink, that person has got a drink, and you can start talking about like the setting or the band that is playing or whatever.
At the pub, you take photos at where you frequent. Do you find you see a lot of younger people buried in their phones and not actually having conversations?
It depends. The thing is, it depends what band is playing.
All right.
If it's a band that is playing like, let's say, blues or jazz, the crowd is a bit more mature. So you don't have that old mobile phone head buried in mobile phone conversations. If it's more younger kind of music, you will have a lot of younger people coming in, and yes, they're all, not all, but they are pretty frequently checking their phones, yeah.
Alright. Okay, well, thank you very much.
No problem.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy trekking.
Yay.